Following a YouTube guide is not supported. So welcome to this video on Arch Linux and my experience with Arch. And so this time I would like to just talk about something I found in the Arch Linux forums. So there was one guy who asked for some kind of help with his installation of Arch Linux, and there were some questions asked, of course. So people rushed to the help and wanted to figure out what exactly causing his problem, what is he having the difficulty with, and it turned out that he did not follow the official installation guide directly. He was basically following the Luke Smith video on the Arch install, which is a video that I also watched before I tried my own installation. And so people got into some short discussion about doing just that, following YouTube videos to install Arch Linux. And so this was one of the advice that best go and ask Mr. Smith for some advice then. So why is this attitude? So why are people not more helpful in this way? So I was kind of first, if it would just happen to me that someone just told me then, okay, you followed XYZ's video, then you should ask XYZ any questions and don't just come to the forums. And I would have been probably perplexed. Maybe this guy was perplexed if he is not familiar with how things are done in the Arch community. I'm not saying I am familiar, but I have a theory, and I will share my theory with you. So basically, what the attitude of the community is that Arch Linux is a community-driven distribution, which means that there is no big company behind it. No one's making good money on either building, supporting, or maintaining anything related to Arch Linux. It's a community project, and basically the Arch Wiki is the center of information on this community project. So if you want to work with this system, that is where you should go and where you should find the required information for what you do. And basically that's what I am doing in my free time recently, just reading the wiki. But of course sometimes you are not tech savvy enough and you want to do something that's not described in the wiki, and maybe you screw up something or you just don't know which way you should proceed with the things you want to do. So you can ask the community on the Arch forums. And this is kind of, the Arch forums are kind of an extension of the wiki. Sometimes if you have a problem and you just type it in Google, the forum will come up a relevant forum post. So there is a very huge effort from the community to keep the forum useful. So one of the main rules of the forum, that any questions you have should be put in a way that even if, a few years later someone has a similar problem and Googles it and finds your thread, the person can, compare their situation to the forum posters situation. And so the advice also given should be given in a way that it's not just for the person who was asking for the help, but also should be there for posterity sake. So it should serve as kind of an extension to the wiki. And I think what the problem here is that this person was following an installation guide that is not endorsed and not put out by the Arch Linux community. It is an independent guide made by an Arch user. And if you just follow those instructions, you are not following the recommended way, which is just following the official installation guide on the wiki. So if you have any problems or questions regarding to that specific installation methodology or that specific way of installing the system, then your questions will be irrelevant as an extension for the Arch Wiki, because it's basically kind of an independent thing. And the community, there are people who are very active in the community, like having 21,000 posts, having 2,000 posts. So these people spend considerable amount of their free time putting out answers for people who are using Arch Linux, and I can totally understand that these people who are asking questions that are not related or are just basically scream that they did not do the due diligence, they did not do the proper research before asking their question on the forum. They are basically wasting these people's free time. So yeah, if you are not too thick-skinned, maybe it's you shouldn't ask a question on the Arch wiki. Well, yeah, you should usually. I asked the question on the Arch forums, and I got 0 answers. Maybe my problem was very specific, and no one ever ran into that problem. Anyways, it can happen. I don't hold a grudge against the community for that. But yeah, the problem is that, follow the installation guide, follow what's on the Arch wiki, read about the things you want to do on the Arch wiki, and when there is something that's not clear, then you can ask the question on the forums and you can refer to the exact Arch wiki page, for example, which you have a problem with, and then that will be useful if someone else has a similar problem with a similar thing there. And so, because I am also making this kind of Arch Linux videos, I don't have the outreach that anyone else making Arch Linux install videos. Maybe my Arch Linux install video is the least watched ever Arch Linux installation video on YouTube. But so what you should do, and what I have done before I did my installation, you watch the video, maybe you write down the commands in a notepad or something, you compare that to what's written in the Arch wiki, and you search everything that you don't exactly understand what's going on there, because the Arch wiki has very good resources about that. So in my case, I made a specific install on my kind of like a practice install, which should be the way someone would want to install Arch Linux on a USB drive, for example. And for that, I had to read multiple entries on the wiki and bring my comments together, which are not exactly what's in the installation guide. And if you watch my video and want to do it that way, you should also first understand exactly what you are doing, and don't follow my instructions and then go to the Arch forums, because following a YouTube guide is not supported here. Forum will be closed and marked for deletion. So today's video was not a tutorial video, just a rant video about what to expect from the Arch community if you want to use this operating system and want to join in the discussion about things. So you have to keep in mind this is a community project, and you have to keep in mind that these forums should serve as kind of an extension to the Arch wiki. So you should phrase your own questions and problems in these forums the way that will serve the greater public, not just you. So thank you for listening for this rant today. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.